Okay, now we're going to look at actually graphing some of these functions, and we're going to use some of the information that we've been talking about. So first of all, let's talk about the vertical asymptotes and the holes. Okay, so if you recall, what you're going to do there is start by setting your denominator equal to 0 and solving. So that's going to give me x equal positive 2. But I have to figure out, remember, if that's going to be a vertical asymptote or whether it's going to be a hole. And I do that by checking it with the numerator. If I were to substitute 2 into my numerator, I do not get 0 on the top. So that means that this would actually be a vertical asymptote. Now, I also want you to figure out your horizontal asymptote. Okay, so when you do your horizontal asymptote, the degree on the top, remember m and n, so the degree on the top is 1, the degree on the bottom is 1, so the situation we have here is 1 is equal to 1. So this is where you take your leading coefficients. Well, my leading coefficients here also happen to be understood ones that are in front of the x's. So I have 1 over 1, of course, which just gives me 1. So this is going to be your horizontal asymptotes, okay? Now, you can also find your x and your y-intercepts. Okay, so let's do x-intercept real quick. So what I told you that you could do with your x-intercept was actually just set your numerator equal to 0. And that's going to give you x equal -1. Now, as long as that wasn't a hole or a vertical asymptote, then you're good, okay? And it's not, so that means this is a vertical asymptote. Okay, you can also find your y-intercept. Of course, you can find a y-intercept by substituting 0 into the problem. So that would actually end up giving us -1/2, okay? Now, you can use a calculator to help you out with this. And actually, I've already gone ahead and I've entered this into the y equals. And one thing that you need to remember about putting this into your y equals is you need to put your numerator and your denominator in parentheses. Okay, so we already have an idea here of what our graph is actually going to look like, okay? Now, the x-intercept and the y-intercepts, they are both actually right here. So what you'll need to do is you can, on your table, we need to get us another point over here. All right, so your vertical asymptote's at +2. Okay, so of course your calculator is not going to draw these asymptotes, but it'll be located here at the +2. So we need to, in our table, at least look for like -3, -4, -5, you know, some of those values. So if I go to like 3, 4, 4, 2.5, 5, 2, those will all be good numbers to use. If you notice right here at the +2, you have error. That's because that's where your vertical asymptote is. So I'm just going to list a couple more points over here to the side. I'm going to use the 0.34, and I'm going to go ahead and write down the 5.2. Okay, so let's take all the information we know and let's do this graph. Okay, so you're going to put in your vertical asymptote. So that's at x equal 2. And you need to put in your horizontal asymptote. That is at y equal 1. Okay, let's put in our points that we know. Okay, so we know that we have an x-intercept at -1. And we have a y-intercept at -1/2. So if this is -1, the -1/2 will be here. Okay, so this piece of it will curve down through here and come on down. Okay, now taking these other 2 points that we just got off of our calculator, we've got the 0.34. and then 5, 2. Okay, 3, 4. And then 5, 2. So that'll be that section.